Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining us today on day 5. Yep, 5. We made it. Please, I need you to quickly share this video. Hey, God bless you, Stella. I need you to quickly share this video. Start a watch party with your friends. I also need you to give us some thumbs up, some hearts. And I really appreciate every one of you for joining here. I'm going to wait for a few more people to come on, but please share this video. This is day 5. If you have been following us on the Quarantine to CEO program, we've actually covered a lot. And I really appreciate you for joining us. This is Jane NK. I'm an assisted living coach. I'm an assisted living expert, and I'm a business coach. I help people turn their passion into business, and I help you start your own assisted living business if you are interested in the industry. With everything going on in the world, this is not the time to panic. This is the time to build. And that's the reason why we are doing this program, to let you know that this is the time to build. This is the time for you to turn that passion of yours that you know exists. This is the time to turn that talent that you know exists into a business that will cushion you out, especially when you're not able to work, okay? I really appreciate everyone that has stuck with us for the past 5 days. It's been an awesome. Life has been transformed. People have started businesses. Most of the things that we share here is something that you've heard before, but never had a chance to implement it. But this is the time that you want to take time and begin to implement. We do have some special featured speaker today that is going to be joining us, and that's Pastor Uchenna Lois. She is going to be bringing us some really great information today. And I'm really, really happy that she's joining us. It's going to be an awesome time, and everyone is going to be blessed. But let me just go on and talk to us about some of the things that we have in stock today. If you've been joining us, you know that we've covered quite a lot. Starting from day 1, we talked about preparing yourself. And after we talked about preparing yourself to start the side business, the side hustle, the income booster, we also talked about you finding your income booster, finding out that thing that you're passionate about that can bring you in extra $300, $500, $1,000 a month. If you put that in the savings, you're going to be well off by the time it's time for you to retire and stuff like that. I talk about retirement all the time because I work with the seniors. I work in the assisted living, and I know I've seen a lot of people come in through the door and they have not prepared. So you starting your income booster, even though you might think that it's not a lot of money now, but if you put that aside and put it in a very nice savings, it's going to pay you off at a point, okay? We also talked about on day 2, validating your idea. If you conceived your idea, we talked about validating that idea. We also talked about determining what sets you apart from your competition. It doesn't matter what kind of business or your idea, somebody is already doing it out there. And the only way for you to succeed is that you find out how to set yourself apart from that competition. We also talked about creating milestones and defining your goals. We talked about determining how you will sell your product, and that was yesterday. And the presenter yesterday was Dr. Khadija Ahene, and she showed us some of the things that she has created that she's been selling, which was like really awesome and inspiring. That she conceived that idea, and she did not say, "Oh, I'm just gonna sit on it." But guess what? She took it out there. She created a brand, her whole brand, and she is running with it. We also talked about you start selling. Okay, so but today we are going to be talking about marketing yourself. As soon as you conceive an idea, as soon as you conceive that, as soon as you find out your passion, your talent, how do you, and you've done all these things and you started selling this business, do not wait anymore, okay? This is the time. So how do you market yourself, and how do you get feedback from your customers? So our featured speaker today is Pastor Uchenna Lois, and she is actually an image consultant. with VIP image consulting. If you look at some of my brand and image and brand photos and stuff like that, she is the one that organized it, and she knows very well what it means to market yourself when you start that business. So she is the one that is going to be joining us today and talking about marketing. But while we wait for her to come on, let me just go ahead and talk to you about some of the things that you need to do to market yourself. Okay. So our quote for today is, I don't know if you saw it in the beginning, but our quote for today is, figure out what your purpose is in life, what you really and truly want to do with your time and your life. Then be willing to sacrifice everything and then some to achieve it. So what is it that you want to do? What is it that you think that will set you apart, that will put you in a better financial position? As soon as you figure that out, you need to sacrifice everything and then some to achieve that. So that is our quote for today. And while I invite our speaker, as I mentioned to you earlier, to join us, Pastor Uchenna Lewis, she is going to be joining us and talking to us about marketing yourself. So as I invite her, I really want to appreciate you for coming, and I want you to stay tight. It's going to be amazing time. I know we are going to be blessed. So I'm going to welcome her to join us. Hello.
Hey sis. Hey Jane, how are you?
Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
I am excited.
Very, very. It's a blessing to be with you on the audience today. How's everyone doing?
Yay, how's everyone doing?
Awesome.
With now with Zoom, this is something that I recommend.
I apologize. You hear feedback in the back? I think with everybody working from home, it's a little bit of a challenge. But listen, I'm just really, really honored to be here. Can you hear me okay in spite of that?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. I'm really excited to be with you, Jane, and with the audience today. And this has been an amazing, amazing week. And I'm really thankful for you and you taking the bull by the horn, and helping people realize, what, even in spite of what we have going on, even in spite of the pandemic, people are thriving, people are moving forward. This is a great opportunity for growth.
Right.
So everyone who's been tuning in this entire week, you've heard from amazing speakers. You've heard from some amazing, phenomenal ladies in business. I happen to be a woman who is in ministry and in business. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and it's just a blessing to understand that even in times like these, I'm telling you, this is where those who know that you're made of more, this is a time for you to strive. Even the Bible tells us that Joseph thrived in the time of famine.
Yeah.
And he not only thrived in the time of famine, what happened is that because of him, his family and an entire nation was rescued. And my question to those of us who are tuning in is, are you thinking of just yourself in this season? Or are you considering the fact that there are many lives who will be dependent on your boldness and your obedience and your decision to rise up to the challenge of stepping out even in this pandemic and go from quarantine to CEO? And so I know we're talking about marketing ourselves today. And it really starts with you understanding what your brand is. And it really starts with you. You are your brand. Your brand is your promise to those who you're looking to serve. Your brand is your promise to your market. It is your promise to your customer base. It is your promise to those who you're providing a solution for. So when you think about marketing yourself, you start with that. Begin to think to yourself, what can I promise those that I'm called to? Whether as a speaker, whether as an entrepreneur, you're looking to, start and launch this business from home. What is my brand promise? And once you're able to understand that, you start from there. Write it down. Whatever it is you're thinking at this moment, even in this pandemic, even in this season. Okay, you know what? You've been listening for the past 4 days and you've been figuring out, this is my passion. This is my purpose. This is what I love to do, right? And we've talked about, I know Jane, you've mentioned several times, and it's in the workbook, You might have a hobby, but if there's really not a market that needs that hobby, keep it a hobby, right?
Yeah.
But we're not just talking about hobbies right now. We're talking about being able to channel our passion to profit, being
Yeah.
able to channel our passion to where we're serving an audience. We don't lead with profit, because what really happens truly is that when we can serve our audience, when we're able to meet their pain point, the profit will come. It always comes.
Yes.
It always comes. Sometimes it's fine tuning your process.
Right.
Sometimes, like again, marketing. It might be marketing better, which is part of what we're discussing today. But leading up to that, these are all things we have to first put in place. Finding out what your brand promise is, and that's dependent on the solution you're providing and what you're promising to those you're looking to meet their needs. So that starts there, right? So once you've understood that, so you now as a business owner, how do you market to that? How do you speak to that problem? It all starts with you. It starts with you. How do you present yourself to the public? And so one of the first things I did, even in business, is the idea of image consulting. And Jane knows that. Jane is actually one of my clients, right?
Yeah.
But that's really important, because your image, quote unquote, goes hand in hand with your brand. You can have the most amazing promise, you can have the most amazing brand idea, but if you're not able to properly present that to your audience, you'll find yourself stalled in the area of business. So begin to think to yourself, how do I want myself perceived with my audience? I talk all the time about, high-end brands, for example. One of the things that's different between them and the lower end brands is how they really package themselves. It's the image, how they present themselves when they come out. Human beings are visual. As human beings, we're visual people. So as amazing as your message is, as amazing as you are as a person, as loving and as kind, if people look within the first few minutes and you can't make the best of impressions, I'm sorry, most times you've already lost them. And most times you never get a second chance to make that great first impression. And that's what you want to be able to make, the first great impression with your audience, the first great impression with your market, that first great impression with your people, right? So that your message is not lost and your message is received, so that your services are received. That's what we want to be able to get from those you are serving. So once you're able to do that, find a way. And if you need help, reach out for help. There are people who can help you do that, right? If you're looking to put something together, guess what? You don't want to show up the way you just do at home. Okay. I would have shown up in my PJs knowing that I'm going to be speaking to hundreds of people, maybe even thousands, because guess what? Not everyone who's on live today alone is going to hear and see this message. This will go out to many more people. Many more people are going to catch the replay. So you kind of keep that in mind when you begin to think of how to market yourself. Marketing is the way you present yourself. Marketing is the way you choose to show up.
Right.
In front of your audience. So you begin to think about that. So it all starts with you. It starts with your image. It starts with your brand. And then we begin to talk process. And today, in today's market, in today's world, it's easier than ever before to market, Jane. And you know that. Think about years ago, even in the speaking industry, right? It wasn't as easy to market. But now with the internet, with being able to have access online, you have the opportunity to market yourself. You're on Facebook, Instagram, all of those platforms is a great opportunity to market yourself. Your phone, right? Don't just look at it as a phone. Don't just look at your laptop as a means to go on there and view everybody's social media and see what Jane is doing and see what this and that is doing. This should be making you money. This is your marketing tool.
Yeah.
This is your marketing tool. Use it. Begin to think, you know what? Now it's not just Uchenna Lewis just on Facebook and people can see my children and my 2 dogs and my cat and whatever. No, this is your way to market to your audience. This is a way to reach those you know that you have been called to. So what are you going to do with that? Every day, think about it. You have to be intentional. Nothing in business happens. Yes, sometimes we have things that happen, we think accidentally, but the truth is, it's not really so accidental. all of the things we do, our processes build up to our area of success. So I want you to think of your Facebook account as now being a business account, even without it being a business page. Your personal account, that is a great marketing tool. Going live, great marketing tool. Every opportunity you have to come in front of your audience, open your mouth, whether it's through pictures, through words, is an opportunity to market yourself to those who need what you have to offer. So the question is, what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that? Authenticity is key when it comes to marketing. Why do I mention that? As a woman in ministry, a lot of people think, that has to be totally separate from the business world. But you know what? As human beings, we are dynamic beings. We are multidimensional, and some of us have a lot more to offer. Some of us are creatives. I'm a creative by nature, right? So as much as I've been called to ministry and I have people that I reach within the four walls, I understand that I have an assignment that goes beyond that and into the marketplace. And why am I saying all of that? Marketing, you need to be authentic to who you are. Therefore, I don't try to be anybody else, right? I'm a woman in business and a woman in ministry. And therefore, if you come on my page, guess what? You're going to see both. You're going to see, you don't get one without the other, because that's authentically who I am. And to reach the people I'm called to, I have to be authentically me. I can't reach people being Jane.
Right.
I can't reach people being Dr. Anene. I can't reach people being Denise Cadet. I can't reach people being anything but who I am. So in marketing, same applies. Know who you are and know that who you are is very, very important. And really, you need to integrate that into your message. Integrate that into how you reach people and your marketing. So don't separate yourself from it. That is part of why people are drawn to you, right? People are drawn to me because they understand this is a woman who's anointed, but my anointing goes beyond the pulpit. It goes into the marketplace. If you come on board with me as an image consultant, guess what? I have an anointing for that too, to help you put together, yourself, your business, to really help you come forth, right? And reach your market and show up and dominate the spotlight, right? And elevate yourself in a way that shows your vision, your ingenuity, and your purpose. That is part of what I have to offer. And so I have to be authentically me to do that. You need to be authentically you, even as you market and in your business. So don't think that it has to be totally separate. You're this, so you put this on this side, no. Yeah. Everything you have is going to work together. I just have to commend Jane. Anyone, a lot of times in this country, especially for those of us who are, immigrants, or whether first generation, second, it really doesn't matter. But when you've come and you have to integrate into this community, a lot of people, some people might have all kinds of excuses why they can't do what they've been called to do. Jay doesn't say I have an accent and therefore I can't do ABC. Honey, she markets with that. She understands that that's part of who she is, and she uses that to her advantage. And you know why that is? A lot of people are going to stop when they hear you speak.
Right.
Why? Because that's a different sound. Yeah. She sounds different from everybody else. What exactly is she saying? So for whatever it's worth, they're going to stop, first of all, to take a listen. Exactly. Use everything that's you in your market. Use that. Right. It's really, really key. Use that. Visibility. Be visible. You can't hide yourself a market, right? You can hide behind the stock photos, and thank God for the stock photos. Thank God you can go on Google and, bring up all of these images, and that's fine. And most times we want to have a very professional look, and that's great. But guess what? People buy into you first before they buy into anything else. So they need to know the person. They need to know the individual behind the message, right? And that's why you're important. You being visible is important. Don't just hide behind your screen. Every now and then come up. I honestly don't like to do lives a lot because it requires you getting yourself together and, making sure the kids upstairs are quiet, and maybe on a perfect day, my husband won't be having a meeting in the back where you can overhear him and all of that. However, If you're going to market and market well, you must be visible. And so every now and again, make sure you can come on. Make sure the people see you. They buy into you first before they buy into your service or your product. People come to you because they trust you, right? I'm not the only one who does image consulting. I'm not the only speaker. I'm not the only keynote. I'm not the only marketer. I'm not the only brand consultant. Why would people come to me? They come to you because there's something about you that they're drawn to and they trust you. Therefore, don't ever forget that when you're marketing, that people are first drawn to you. So make sure you're visible to the people. Your people won't know you unless somehow they see you. And even those who are called to you have to be able to find you, right? And so having avenues where you are making sure you express yourself, you express your message, you express your gifts is absolutely, absolutely key. Right. So those are some of the things I do want to share today when it comes to marketing. And Jane, I know if you have any questions, I can absolutely, we can flow from that as well. But I hope that's helped someone even a tad bit.
Yeah. So one of the things that was actually in the in the workbook, like what are some of the effective ways that someone can actually market the income booster? Because sometimes when people are starting this business, right, they don't have a lot of money up front, and it's not that of a big business. It's like they have like a full-time job, part-time business. So what are some of the effective ways to market the income booster?
Very, very good question. And I think I touched on it a little bit. Facebook marketing. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to wait for someone else to do it for you. Now, you can, of course, there are levels to these things. Sometimes when you're starting off, it helps to kind of start off on your own. Now, everybody is different. So maybe if you're starting off with a little bit of investment, you have a little nest egg as far as your business goes, and you can afford to hire someone to help you do marketing, that's fine. You could do that. But again, there are a lot of things you can do on your own. Like I said, utilizing understanding that this is your money maker, understanding that not every time you turn this on, or do you want to be selling something, right? However, understanding and being strategic in your usage of the tools that you have. So going live, for example, I'll give you an example. One of the things I started during this quarantine season was health and wellness. Why? Why did I start that? Why did I think, you know what, let me give that a big go? Years ago, put it this, I used to be a runner, right? And so I haven't done that in a while. Things have changed and I saw my body change along with it. But what came with that also was different aches and pains that I wasn't experiencing before. Sciatica nerve pain. I've had that for 11 years with my first daughter during the pregnancy, and then even developed arthritis afterwards, right? So I've been dealing with that, and gaining weight hasn't helped that any. But this year, one of the things I knew, part of my vision was that I needed my life to be drastically different, that it would be unrecognizable when it came to my health and my wealth. Okay, I wanted my life again, which you all have a vision, right? And my vision for this year was that my life will be unrecognizable when it comes to my health and my wealth. All right. So I started to make strides. The first few months of the year really didn't do anything. But as I approached March, I knew that, you know what, I need to pay attention to my health. When I stepped on the scale and I got numbers that weren't very pleasing, I knew I had to do something different. And so I came across a sister friend in the speaking industry who was doing something and achieving great results. And I reached out to her and I said, what are you doing? And she introduced me to an opportunity. And I knew that was awesome because, again, I wanted to add an income booster. We should have at least 4 streams of income. I'm telling you, most wealthy people have 7 streams of income, right? 7. So I knew as much as I have all, a lot of other things going on, it doesn't hurt me to add another stream as long as I know how to keep everything together and manage it. So one of the things I added on was my health and wellness business, right? And so, for example, I post on it. I post on Facebook. I give health tips sometimes. I have a group. You can form a group, right? So a lot of people are familiar with this company, Total Life Changes, and I found their products to be absolutely amazing. Within my first 9 days of using this, I lost 9 pounds, right? This is their multivitamin. They have their energy capsules, and as a mom of a 2-year-old, Lord knows I need it, right?
Right.
Ministry and everything else that I'm doing, God knows I need the energy. But this has been amazing. And then they have their IASO tea. Why am I showing this? It's to show you that, listen, use what you have. You can form a Facebook group, invite some friends to start. And within that group, if you don't want to have it on your wall, on your timeline, you can form a group. You can call it a VIP group, for example. Make the people that you're inviting to it feel special, right? Make sure it's serving a purpose. Make sure the message is communicated and begin on there to market. First, again, remember, what are you offering?
Right.
What pain point are you meeting? So it's not just throwing this in their face. You're not going to come to my page. You may not actually see a picture of this on my page if you look, because I'm not just going to be throwing it in your face. No. But guess what? Begin to educate people on what your offering can do. And people are going to begin to ask, okay, so what can I do? Then that's an opportunity for you to begin to show your services and your product. All of that is part of marketing, right? So that's an example. Maybe start on Facebook, start maybe a group. Instagram is great, especially if you have products, because with Instagram, it's all photos, it's very site-based, very visual. So with Instagram, for example, it may not hurt a lot to post pictures of that, for example. It may not, right? Because again, that's what Instagram is geared to. So begin to think along those lines. Use social media. You can create a group. Make sure you're educating people. Education is huge. If you educate people on the service you offer, they're more likely to want to come with you or come to you for that service. So make sure they're educated, right? That's the way to begin to start to market what you have.
Wow.
All right.
That is awesome. You just mentioned something about the Instagram and the pictures. I've been posting on Instagram, but I never paid attention. Even though I post pictures, I never paid attention that the focus is actually the visual. So
it is
that's really the key. And I had one of the expert speakers say something about the internet. So you can be on the internet. I think I mentioned this already before. You can be on internet either as a consumer, or you can be on the internet as a producer.
right.
Time.
Exactly.
So it's either you are there consuming all the information, or you are there just producing information.
Absolutely.
Producing information that will help people. So when you do turn your passion into business, now you are there being a producer, giving people information about. It's just like me. I mentioned it before. I was like really restless. That's one of the ways that I struggle with this crisis. I was restless. Always somebody that
exactly doing something.
So I was restless. I'm like thinking, how do I channel this energy into something positive? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let people know that most businesses that went online, they're gonna stay online.
Absolutely.
So if you are waiting for your employer to come back and start everything normal, listen.
You may not have a job to come back to.
Yes, you might not have a job to come down to. And not only that, there are so many different ways that you can make extra income. I keep on saying this because I'm in the industry. I know what everybody means to you. And you can make $100 a month is little, but when you put that away,
that is something. Absolutely.
$250,000.
Yes.
That is a good way to start.
It's huge. It's huge. I mean, I'll say this, Jane. It is, and that's we need to drive that home. And I'm hoping that everyone who's been coming on, they realize that yes, a lot of people may not have a job to go back to. Yeah. That's the sad reality of where things are right now. Mm-hmm. We had a funeral, at our church, and the funeral director here in Maryland at Jenkins, he said to us, I've been at this for years. And the one thing I know is that even when this is all said and done, things are not going to be business as usual. Even down to funerals are not going to be the way they were, right? I'll give an example for those of us who maybe you're a speaker. Those of us who are speakers, what stage have you been on now in the past 2 months? And the truth is, for another few months, you may not be on any stage at all because we don't know where this is going. So if you don't have anything that brings you income from home, you're shooting yourself in the foot. In addition to whatever else you're doing, make sure you have an opportunity that brings you income from home. I think you've talked about, and it's in the workbook, you have to have something essential, something non-essential, something online, something offline, etc. That is very, very important. Diversify. Find something you're passionate about that's out there that you can do online and go with it and stick to it.
Right. So the you are, I mean, like, I don't know, but like, so one thing is that people don't know how to really juggle, like people that are already working,
Sure.
at home. And it's like, I don't know about you, but this is emotionally draining. Okay. So this is emotionally draining. And I'm just thinking that one of the best way to get yourself out of that emotional hole is to work on something like that.
Do
Like,
something.
every time I call this lady, she is doing something. She's creating something. I'm like, girl, do you ever sleep? So I'm so happy that she is using everything that she's creating, and she has turned it into a full brand.
Absolutely.
And she branded her business and just running with it. It just gives me joy to see that people can actually, especially women, okay? Mother's Day is tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes, this is a way for you to build a legacy for yourself, for your children, because they are learning from you.
Right.
They are learning from you. And of course, all the speakers we have on this platform for the past 5 days has been powerful, and they are a good source of help if you need anything that they have to offer. I know Donya Zimmerman has a business conference coming up. We have a Pastor Uche. She is into financial education, and as well as this health product that I'm actually interested in, because I've gained 10 pounds in the past.
You are not alone, believe me. Business has been booming.
I know. 10 pounds. And then of course we have Miss Christine, she's into real estate, and of course she is a well-versed educator as well. And we have Khadija, she is, we have like a lot of we have cadets, Denise Cadet, to help you out if you need help with your wellness journey as well. And of course, I'm here also as a coach, as a business coach, to pull that idea out of you. I mean, this is something that I can pull. It doesn't matter what you think your idea is. Maybe you think it's not feasible. Maybe you think you cannot make money out of it. Listen, we can pull this out of you. And I am so excited that I've been consistent. Okay, and this shows me that this is something that I love to do. I've been consistent for 5 days on here, 10 every day. Listen, I am someone that I was told I could never get anything finished, right?
Wow.
And now we've been on a journey of 6 days. This is the feedback. And I'm so excited because we're getting really good feedback. And I really appreciate you, Pastor Uche, for coming on. Like I told you guys in the beginning, she is with VIP Image Consulting, as well as so many other multiple streams of income that she's using to impact life as well as make money. So I'm really excited because she is the one. If you look at my page and everything, my image, my brand and everything, she's the one that coordinated everything. I had no clue where I was supposed to be. So she did that. So if you have found your income booster and you need someone to help you brand, she is the person to reach out to. But if you've not found your income booster and you need someone to pull it out of you, you can reach out to me. As soon as we pull it out, we'll hand it over to her and she will help you brand everything and position you for success. So I really appreciate you for coming. And everyone, y'all, this is Pastor Uchenna Lewis, and she is on you can look her up on Facebook. She's on Facebook, she's on Instagram, she's everywhere. So you can really look for her. So
UchennaLewis.com.
Yes, UchennaLewis.com. So if you also want to get more information about our speakers and other speakers, please visit quarantine to CEO.com, and everybody's link is there, and you can see everybody's picture, and please connect with them. So let's just move on to one other. She has talked about marketing your business. So we also need to talk about getting feedback from your customers. Okay. So one of the ways for you to market your business is to make sure that you are getting feedback from your customers, right? So as soon as you produce that, you've conceived that idea, okay? You've done everything, you've validated the idea, you know how to sell it, you know where to sell it, you started marketing yourself. One thing you need to do is to get feedback from your customers, okay? And how do you get feedback from your customers? So ask your customers some of the important question. What do you like about this product and service? Ask them. I ask these questions because this has helped me grow my business. When I started my online course teaching people assisted living business, I actually went to people and asked them, how do you like it? Is there anything you can change? I actually will appreciate your feedback. If you get feedback from people, that will help you boost confidence that you need to actually know that you have something really, really great going on. So don't be afraid to say, oh, I'm not going to ask anybody, just throw things out there. The best feedback you get are people that use your product. Just like Dr. Khadija said yesterday, she made her shoe, and when she sent that shoe, and some people bought that shoe and they were having problems with it. Guess what? That gave her the confidence to be able to make some modifications. And then the next batch of shoe that she made was really awesome. Okay. So ask your customers, what features do you find most valuable in this? Do you think anything could use some improvement? Let them give you an honest answer. And don't be afraid to ask this question, and don't be afraid to get that feedback. When I wrote my book, Hard Work, right? Even before I put it out there, the publisher made a mistake and uploaded it on Amazon. Before I could say Jack Robinson, the book was selling. So actually, in the book, I put in one of the chapters towards the end, I said, please, if you have any feedback, I will really want you to reach out to me and reach out to my page. Someone actually took time and came to my page and wrote me and said, I got your book, I read it, and I'm about to give you feedback. This is really good information that I've been looking for a very long time. And guess what? I totally understand what they were saying, because when I wanted to start my own assistant living, there was no information out there. Okay, so I was really glad that that information was out there and someone really appreciated it. And this is something that I want you to learn too. You might have a product or an idea that you want to put out there, but you think it's not good enough. Just go ahead and put it out there and get feedback that can help you make it better, okay? Also, ask your customers, which pain point did this effectively solve for you? Find out. And let me tell you, when you find out all these things, it's going to boost your confidence and you're going to be out there doing your stuff. Also, you can ask them, what part of this created the best experience for you? Is this exactly what you're looking for? When you ask for your customers for feedback, okay, you are being transparent. This is a way for you to be transparent and authentic with your customers, okay? This is a way for you to be, and guess what? It shows them that you really care about them and their opinion, and that you want to offer them the best possible product or service. It does not matter what your service is. They want to know that you really care about them, that you have them in mind when you're producing this product. And the more authentic you are with your customers, the more they will support you over the long run. And as they see how dedicated you are, and how you are concerned about improvement and how you want them to get the best service or product, they will continue to work with you and they will want to continue to use your product. So you want to make sure you're getting that feedback. Honestly, I don't know. Like for me, some of my products, I was not really confident that I did my best. But as soon as I began to get feedback, just one feedback from this guy that bought my book gave me the confidence to push this book out. Okay, and that was a book that I really thought I need to correct this, I need to add this, I need to make this, I need to make this. But just getting one feedback and somebody telling me this was really good and actually said thank you. Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to tell you. When you are creating a product, create a product that someone will actually pay you for, and they will say thank you. Yeah, they will say thank you. So I hope that you've been able to get a lot of information today. If you did, I want us to say yes, put it yes on the chat line. If today's session was helpful, I want you to put a yes or awesome or just something. Let me just know that it was a good day today. So we've covered quite a lot for the past for the past 5 days. So we've talked about how to prepare yourself. We've talked about how to identify your passion. We've talked about how to validate the idea that you conceived. We've talked about how to determine what sets you apart from everyone. We've talked about how to create milestones, how to set goals so that way you can achieve what you want to achieve in life. We also talked about how to determine how to sell your product and for you to start selling it and you don't need to wait. And we've talked about how to market yourself today with Pastor Louis. And of course, I just went through how to get feedback from your customers to build confidence, for your business. Because if you build confidence, then you can go ahead and just really, really stand on both feet and push your idea out there. Okay, so I just want to close out today by telling you that with everything we have talked about today, you need to take action. Okay, action. You need to take action. I know most of us have heard about these things that we talked about for the past couple of days. You heard that before, but did you really take action on it? So I want you to use this moment and actually take action. And I want to close out with this. I want to close with this quote by Joel Baker. Vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just passes the time. Vision with action can change the world. And I will see you everyone tomorrow. It's going to be an awesome day tomorrow because we are going to be doing special Mother's Day edition with most of the speakers will be online. We are going to be together. We are going to be talking about, let me tell you what we're going to be talking about tomorrow because it's going to be awesome. You just have to really make sure you're here tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to be talking about how to provide amazing experience for your customers. And we are going to be talking about how to build sustainable income without your side hustle, without your income booster. How do you go from making it an income booster to making it a full-time income? Okay, and of course we're going to talk about what next. So I hope this has been a beautiful day, and I want to thank you everyone for joining and staying with us for the past 5 days. It's been amazing and I love you guys, and I'm here to support you. And if you have any question, any feedback, you know how to reach me. For now, I can say stay safe and do not panic, but keep planning. Peace. Bye.